So good morning to good afternoon to everyone. Today I will previously what we have seen some examples by showing some program. I have shown you some examples. So today I will see how in the simple swing example, and here we can use the inherit the JFrame class, means the frame class will be inherited, and we have to create the instance of the JFrame class. JFrame means in the swing which we have used in the swing. So using the JFrame class, I will show how we can create a button, and in this button it will be shown how we will use this. So first I will show the programming of it. I will show the programming of it. So first I will create an and I will write the program to observe that. So first, for using the swing, what we have to use, import Java X dot swing dot star. This is the, we can use this because we are doing the swing programming, and for this swing programming we have to import the, also for swing programming we have import this package, that is javax dot swing dot star, means all classes present in this javax dot swing package will be imported in our program. Now we will start our program. Public class, and we are using any name, that is second, our program name we have given as the second program. It is the user defined, it is a user defined class, and it is extends J frame, means the frame class, means the frame class is imported, means the frame class, we are importing the frame class in our program. So we have to create JFrame if. Now inside the constructor, what will be the constructor? The constructor name and class name should be same. So first we define the constructor, and the button, we will create the object of the button. So equal to new J button, and here will be, we are using that the level of the button will be, means the text that will be written over the button will be click, or we can say the level will be click. Then what we have to do, we have to fix the position of the button. So for fix the position of the button, we have to what? We have to call the set bounds method. We have to call the set bounds method. So this set bound method will what? This set bound method will do, it will fix the position, and we are calling it with the object of the button. That's why it is b dot set bounds, mean it will fix the what? It will fix the position of the button. And as a parameter of the set bound method, what we should have to send? We should have to send x1 y1 and x2 y2 coordinate. So I am using that x1 is 200, y1 is 300, then x2 is 300, and it is 40. So 40 name 400. So we have passed the parameters. So x1, y1 and x2, y2 coordinates. So it is passed for selecting the position of the button. Then what we will do? Then we will use add command. Add. Now what this command is used? Add, and we are, as a parameter, we are sending object of button. So that means the button will be now what? The button will be added onto the frame. And that's why we are passing the parameter of the button class object. If the button class object is sent, that means what? Our button is added to the frame. After that, what we have to use? Set size. Now, what this method will do? Set size. This method will set the size of the window. Then set layout. Now, which layout we will choose? We have seen our layout, that is what? Border layout, card layout, then flow layout, grid layout. There are 4 types of layout present. If we choose default, we already know that if there is default, that means the default layout will be chosen. If we choose the default layout, then we pass the parameter as null. And the default layout of Java is what? Default layout of the Java is flow layout. So we are sending what? Is in set layout, we are sending as a null. So that means our flow layout is chosen. Then set visible. What this method will do? Set visible. This method will, if we that our frame will be visible or not, this method will do that. And as a parameter, what we should send? As a parameter, we should send true or false. That means Boolean status. As a parameter, we have to send the Boolean status. So we are sending true. That means it will be visible. And after that, we have to public static void main. And what? The already created our, we should call it the class, user defined class in the inside the main. Send new, what is the name? That is the second program. So we will save as the document as the program.java. So this is saved as, and now we will run it with command prompt. Then we will able to see what is the output. So first we have to go to the destination. Then use Java C, the name of the Java file. So there is no error. You can see it is created. Button size is created. This is the button, but this button will do nothing because we didn't use some event handling code. So if we use the event handling code, then the button will be activated. So we are not using any event handling code. That's why it is showing like this. Okay. It is clear. The step-by-step coding is clear to everyone. Ria?
Yes, sir.
So that's how we can create a button, and we create a button using frame class. We create a button by extending the frame class. Now we are using the Swing programming. So that's why in that case, in Swing programming, it will be JFrame. If in normal AWT programming, it will be frame, but in case of Swing programming, it is JFrame. And case of the button also, here you can see J button, but in case of AWT, we have seen that it is button. So in case of when we use Swing, in Swing programming, it is known as J frame, J button, J text field, like that. Okay, so that's how by extending this predefined JFrame class, which is predefined in the Java, by extending them, we can do this program. So now I will show how the event handling code can be used in this button. Now we shown that a simple button is created. Now through event handling code, we will show that how it can works. So first, what we have to do, if you remember, then for event handling, we have to import a package. We have to import a package named import java dot awt dot event. I have discussed in the class that this is the package used for the event handling. Import java dot awt dot event dot star. Then our swing package should be imported, and after that we are what we will do, we'll first create JFrame class. Here we are not extending frame class. So that means we have to what? We have to create the object, JFrame class object in our program. We are not extending JFrame. That means we have to what? We have to create the object of JFrame class. So that's why you see JFrame if this is the object we are creating, and new JFrame. In this, we are using what? This is our, we can write anything in the frame. So I am using that button example. So the frame which will be created in the frame, in the top of the frame, it will be written as a button example. Then what we have to use? We have to use J. We are using that. We are trying to say that if the button is pressed, some text will be written. Some text will be written in the text box. We are saying that if we press the button, then some text will be shown in the text box. So for using this, what we have to first use the text field also. We have to use the text field also. So J text field, and we have to create the text field object. So new J text field. And here we use the final keyword. Now final keyword is used for what? Final keyword means this cannot be what? If any statements, if any first final keyword is used in the front of any variable, that means this variable value cannot be changed. Same as that, if final keyword is used between some in front of some class, that means this class cannot be inherited. And so like that, we have used the final keyword so that this value of the text field cannot be changed. Means what the value will be generated, this value will be shown in this text field only. Otherwise, this text field will not perform anything. So that's why we use the final keyword. So final, then after that, we will call setBounds method. Now, this setBound method should do, what should this do? Because we are calling this setBound methods with the object of text field. We are calling this setBound method with the object of text field. That means the text field. That means the text field position will be fixed by this setBound method. So and so the text field position will be fixed because we are calling these setBound methods with the object of the text field. That means the text field position will be fixed, and x1, y1, and x2, y2. This is x1 will be 50, y1 will be 50, x2 will be 200, y2 will be 30. So next, same as that, like text field, what we have done, we have also have to create the button. And this button level is done as a click here. So our button will look like there will be a button present, and in this button a level will be click here. So now what we have to do, we have to fix the position of the button. So that means we have to call with the button class object to setBounds method. Now this will fix the position of the button. So in our program, what we have done, first the frame is created, then the text field object, we create the text field, and the text field position is fixed. Now the button, we have created the button, and button position is also fixed. So now what we have to use, now we are thinking that if the button is pressed, then some event will be generated, and some event will be generated by what? The event will. if we press the button, some event will be generated. That means for handling the event of the button, which listener is used? Remember that which listener is used? Anyone? Which listener will be used here? If button is some button generated some event, then which listener is used for handling that event handling? I have already told in the class, in the event handling class, event handling, some listeners I have discussed. This listener is used for if this button should be had generated some event, then this will be handled. This listener will handle this. So remember, which listener will handle this? Anyone? If you remember, it is handled by what? Handled by action listener. It is handled by the action listener. And during the action listener, I have said the command. What command is used? What command is used? Add action listener. So that means what? We have to call add action listener. Add action listener. And as a parameter, what we have to pass? This keyword we are passing in this keyword. But here, what we will pass? We will pass the action listener class object. That means new action listener. And inside this what? There is the action listener. We know that there is a method present. This action listener is what? This is an interface. And inside this action listener, there is a what? There is a method present, abstract method present. What this method? This method is public void action performed. And as a parameter, action event class object as a parameter. So this method should be used. Now what this will done that the button is added to the action listener. That means if any event is generated, then it will be handled by the action listener. So that's why we have added, we have called this, what we have called this method, what? Using the button class object. So b.add action listener. That's why you used b.add action listener means button, J button B is registered with the add action listener. Means our source is registered with the listener. So the event, now any event, if generated by the button, will be handled by the action listener. So then the method that is present inside the abstract method, action listener, in the action listener, what method is present? Which method? If you remember, the method present is public void action performed, and as a parameter of that method, what we are passing? Action event class object. So we will what? We will call this method, or we have to what? In our program, we have to override that method, because we know that this method which is present in the action listener is interface. So what we have to do? We have to override that method. So public void action performed, and as a parameter, what we have to use? Action event AE. This is the object. So this method should be override. So how we can override this method? we are considering, we mainly want to state that if we press the button, the event will be generated. And what event will be generated? In the text field, some text will be shown. So what? We should use text field object, and what we have to use? Set text method. Now, set text method does what? Set text method set the text which is used by the application programmer. This is done by the application programmer. So we have to call set text method, and inside this set text method, we are writing any statement. Welcome Then after that, what we have to use? Now already all things are created. Now we have to add one by one all the components. We have to add all the components. Now what are the components present? There are two components present. One is button and another is text field. So what we have to do? We have to add this text field. We have to add this text field and button into the frame. So f dot add, that means frame class object. Through frame class object, we are calling add method, and inside this add method, we are passing the parameter of a button, parameter of the button class. That means now the button will be added to the frame. Same as that for adding the text field into the frame, what we have to do? Through frame class object, we have to call the add method, and as a parameter, what we have to send? Text field class object. Then what? Then we will f dot set size. That means our frame size will be, because we have already set the position of our button and position of our text field. Now we have to set the size of our frame. Now the frame is visible or not. We have to use that functions. So first we will set the size of our frame. So the size of our frame, then it takes two parameters. Set size method take two parameters, int width, int height. So that means height and width. This two parameter is taken by set size method. So our through calling frame class object, we are calling set size. That means our frame height and width will be fixed. Then f dot set layout means what layout will be chosen. So we are using what? We are using null. That means flow layout will be chosen. And after that, set visible. That means our frame will be visible or not. If we pass through, that means our frame will be visible, and it is calling through frame class object. That means we are all the operations is done over the frame. And if we want for that our button will not be shown, in case of button, if we have to set visible method, we have to use in the button, then we have to call it with the button class object. But here we are calling it with the frame class object, f dot set visible. That means our frame will be visible or not. It will show this. So now when we will run this, what after running this, you can see Sorry, I have forgot to write the main.